Stop being foolish. There won't be a divorce, my unfaithful wife declared. I just need one night to prove I'm still attracted to other men. Coldly she told me. She was going on a date and spending the night with him. Little did she realize that her words would trigger a chain of events that would alter everything I had always believed. My marriage to Amelia was unshakable. We had met at university, two driven individuals pursuing success in the competitive finance world. She was brilliant, methodical, and always in control. Together, we built our careers, her in corporate finance and me in investment banking. We had wealth, luxury, and what I had thought was love. But I was wrong. One evening, as we sat in our sleek London penthouse, Amelia stood by the window, sipping her wine. Her piercing blue eyes never met mine as she spoke. Stop being foolish. There won't be a divorce. I blinked in disbelief. What? I asked, my voice thick with confusion. She turned to face me, completely calm, as if we were discussing nothing more than the weather. I just need one night to prove I'm still attracted to other men. That's all. I felt the ground beneath me shift. Amelia, do you even hear yourself? She exhaled, clearly frustrated. Adrian, you understand I need this. It's not about you, it's not about me. I laughed bitterly, trying to process her words. So you're literally telling me you're going to cheat, and I'm supposed to be okay with it? She rolled her eyes and set her wine glass down on the marble countertop. It's not cheating if I tell you about it. I'm being honest. I just need to know I still have that power. I love you, Adrian, but I won't be caged. I stared at her, struggling to recognize the woman I had married. Without saying another word, she walked to our bedroom, pulled out a suitcase, and began packing, openly, unapologetically. She wasn't even trying to hide it because she genuinely believed she was untouchable. Something inside me snapped. She thought I would just sit there and wait for her like a fool. But she was wrong. The moment the door clicked shut behind her, I grabbed my phone. Luca, I said when my best friend answered. I need your help. Luca had been my closest friend since university. He was also a forensic accountant, a damn good one. What's going on? He asked, instantly sensing the tension in my voice. Amelia's cheating, I said bluntly. Or at least she's about to. I need to ruin her. Luca let out a low whistle. That's cold, man. But I'm in. What's the plan? I exhaled, a slow smirk forming on my face. First, dig into her finances. Amelia is meticulous, but she has blind spots. If there's anything shady going on, I want to know about it. Got it. Anything else? Yeah, I said. Let's make sure she regrets this night for the rest of her life. By the time Amelia returned the next morning, wearing the same dress from the night before, I was already 2 steps ahead. She walked in, tossing her bag onto the couch, completely unfazed. See? She said, stretching her arms. No big deal. I stared at her, my face unreadable. Did you have fun? She gave me a slow, assessing look. Adrian, don't be childish. I didn't say a word. I simply smiled and turned away. That was the moment she should have realized something was off. But she didn't. She had no idea that while she was proving herself to some random man, I was proving something entirely different. Just how easily I could bring down everything she had built. The first strike came at her job. Luca uncovered something shocking. Hidden transactions and financial misconduct. Amelia had been diverting company funds into personal accounts. It wasn't much, nothing that would immediately raise alarms, but enough to be illegal. She probably thought she was untouchable. That illusion shattered when an anonymous tip made its way to the firm's compliance department. I watched as she paced the living room later that evening, her phone pressed to her ear. What do you mean flagged transactions? That's ridiculous, she said, her voice tense. She was unraveling, and I was just getting started. The following day, her credit card was declined at a high-end boutique. At first, she dismissed it, likely blaming it on a bank error. But by the end of the week, the cracks were impossible to ignore. Adrian, she said one night, standing in the doorway of our bedroom. Her confidence was shaken, her voice unsteady. Something's going on. I looked up from my laptop. What? My accounts? They're all frozen, she said, her tone strained. And there's an investigation at work. Someone reported me. I raised an eyebrow. That's serious. Her eyes narrowed. You don't seem surprised. I shrugged. Maybe because I know exactly what kind of person you are. She inhaled sharply. You! I cut her off, my voice cold. You did this to yourself. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Good. Let the fear take hold. The final blow came when I handed her the divorce papers. Her hands shook as she flipped through the pages. You're serious? She asked, her voice trembling. Dead serious. Her face contorted in disbelief. You can't just leave me. I made one mistake. One mistake. I laughed, the sound bitter. No, Amelia. You made a choice. And so did I. Her arrogance faded, replaced by desperation. You love me. I shook my head. I loved the woman I thought you were. Now, I just want to watch you fall. And with that, I walked away, leaving her to face the consequences of her own actions. Amelia had spent years building the perfect image. A successful, respected woman in finance. A devoted wife. Someone who had control over every aspect of her life. In just a few days, I had stripped that all away. The investigation at her firm grew more intense. The board of directors, once full of admiration for her, was now full of suspicion. Compliance officers meticulously examined her transactions, scrutinizing every discrepancy. Her accounts were frozen. Her reputation was in ruins. And on top of it all, she had an impending divorce to deal with. The weight of it all began to show. One morning, I watched her sit at the kitchen counter, staring blankly at her coffee cup, her nails tapping nervously on the table. The confident Amelia I once knew was slowly fading away, and I savored every moment of it. Then came the real blow. Adrian, she called, her voice quieter than usual. We need to talk. I leaned against the doorframe, my arms crossed. About what? She exhaled deeply. I made a mistake. I raised an eyebrow. You don't say. She swallowed, blinking hard. I got carried away. It wasn't about you. It was about me needing to feel desirable. I finished her sentence for her. You mean you needed to prove that you still had power over others? She flinched, her face flushing. Yes, but it didn't mean anything. I love you. I laughed. A genuine, deep laugh. You love me, I repeated. You love me so much that you told me to my face that you were going to sleep with another man? That's the love you're talking about. Her eyes filled with tears. I didn't think it would hurt you this much, she whispered. I tilted my head. And that's the problem, Amelia. You never thought about me. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. We can fix this, she pleaded. I gave her a long, hard stare. No, Amelia. You'll have to live with the consequences of your actions. The following week was her breaking point. First, her firm fired her. The financial discrepancies were too damning to overlook. She tried to deny it, to fight back. But once a scandal hits the financial world, there is no recovering from it. Then she found out the man she had risked everything for had ghosted her. He was just some guy who had no intention of sticking around when the consequences arrived. But the final blow came when she realized that she had nothing left. Amelia had always believed she was untouchable, that she could manipulate her way back to safety. Not this time. I had made sure of it. The divorce papers had only been the beginning. I had already transferred all of our assets into my name. Legally, everything she thought we shared was gone. Her apartment sold. The luxury car she loved repossessed. Her credit ruined. She thought she was powerful, but all that power had come from me. And now she had nothing. The day she came home to find the locks changed, her suitcases sitting outside, and an eviction notice with my name on it, I watched from across the street. She sank to her knees, staring at the reality of her new life. The woman who once had everything now had nothing. Me? I had never felt lighter. A few nights later, she called me. At first, I considered ignoring it, but curiosity got the best of me, so I answered. Hello. There was silence. Then a shaky breath. I have nothing, Adrian. I leaned back in my chair. Yes, I know. More silence. Then a soft whisper. Please. I smirked. Please what? Please help me, she whispered. I almost felt pity. Almost. You destroyed me, she continued, her voice breaking. I lost everything. My job. My reputation. My money. You. Her voice cracked. You planned this, didn't you? I sighed dramatically. Amelia, you did this to yourself. I just made sure you felt the consequences. She sniffled. I was your wife. I closed my eyes, shaking my head. You were supposed to be my wife. But you threw it all away for a night of validation. Adrian, she whispered again, desperation heavy in her voice. I could hear the raw, broken plea. But I was done. You made your bed, Amelia. Now sleep in it, I said coldly before hanging up. I stared at the phone for a moment, waiting, almost expecting her to call back. She didn't, and I knew right then, she finally understood. I was truly gone. I walked away from that life completely. I moved out of London, started fresh in Zurich. My career thrived, my personal life flourished, and for the first time in years, I felt free. I no longer cared. No weight of betrayal. Only the satisfaction of knowing that Amelia had learned the hardest lesson. Arrogance destroys you faster than betrayal. As for her, the last I heard, she was struggling, jobless, alone, and still trying to repair the wreckage. I had no regrets. Some people think revenge is about anger, but they're wrong. The best revenge is making them realize exactly what they've lost. And that's exactly what I did. Betrayal only stings when the betrayed clings to it. The moment you let go, the weight shifts entirely onto the one who caused it.